Some fighters win battles. Some win titles, but only a few become legends, people who redefine what fighting truly means. This is the story of Anderson Silva, the man they called the Spider, a fighter who rose from poverty in Brazil, ruled the UFC like a king, fell harder than anyone before him, and still found the strength to rise again. Anderson Silva was born in São Paulo, Brazil, in 1975. He didn't grow up rich. In fact, his early life was filled with struggle. He was raised by his aunt and uncle in a poor neighborhood, where violence and hardship were part of daily life. But Silva had something special: curiosity and discipline. As a kid, he watched Bruce Lee movies on old VHS tapes and dreamed of becoming like his hero. At 13, he started training taekwondo, latte learning capoeira, muay thai, and jiu-jitsu, all while working odd jobs to pay for lessons. He said, "I didn't have money for gloves, so I trained barehanded. Pain was normal. Giving up was not. Every punch, every kick, every bruise was an investment in a dream he wasn't ready to let go of." By his early 20s, Silva began competing professionally. But Brazil's local fight scene wasn't glamorous: small crowds, low pay, and no guarantees. He fought anyone, anywhere, for just a few dollars and a plate of food. Then came his big break. Pride FC and Cage Rage in Japan and the UK. Fans noticed his fluid style, deadly precision mixed with calm confidence. He wasn't just fighting, he was performing. But Silva wasn't perfect. He lost fights early in his career, moments that nearly broke him. Yet, each defeat sharpened his mind. He studied his mistakes and returned better every time. By 2006, Silva signed with the UFC, then dominated the middleweight division like never before. Anderson Silva's rise in the UFC was nothing short of spectacular. He destroyed Chris Leben in his debut in just 49 seconds. Then, he defeated Rich Franklin with surgical precision to become the UFC middleweight champion. From that moment, the Spider built a dynasty. He defended his title 10 times, holding the championship for 2,457 days, the longest reign in UFC history. His fighting style was unpredictable, graceful, lethal, hands down, taunting his opponents, dodging punches like he could see into the future. Commentator Joe Rogan once said, "Anderson Silva is like the Matrix. You throw a punch, and he's already somewhere else." Fans loved him. Fighters feared him. He wasn't just winning fights. He was rewriting what mixed martial arts could look like.
But every king's reign must end. In 2013, Silva faced Chris Weidman, a hungry young challenger. Their first fight, Silva's trademark showboating hands down, mocking his opponent, backfired. Weidman caught him with a left hook and knocked him out cold. The arena went silent. After 7 years of dominance, the Spider had fallen. Still, Silva promised to come back stronger. So, 6 months later, they met again for a rematch. The world watched, hoping for a comeback story. But what happened next became one of the most shocking moments in MMA history. Early in round 2, Silva threw a powerful leg kick. Weidman blocked it, and Silva's shin snapped in half. The bone bent in the wrong direction. He screamed in pain and collapsed instantly. Commentators were speechless. Fans wept. Many believed it was the end. No one comes back from a broken leg like that. The injury wasn't just physical, it was psychological. Silva had to relearn how to walk, then how to run, then how to kick again. Every step hurt. He admitted that fear crept in. What if it breaks again? But Silva refused to give up. He said, "Pain is temporary. Fear is an illusion. I'm not done yet." After 13 months of recovery, he did what no one expected. He walked back into the UFC octagon. The crowd roared like thunder. He fought Nick Diaz in 2015, and though it wasn't his best performance, he proved something greater than victory, that a true fighter isn't defined by how many times he wins but how many times he refuses to stay down. Anderson Silva never fully regained his title. He lost fights in his later career, but his impact on MMA unmatched. He inspired a generation of fighters, Israel Adesanya, John Jones, and many others who grew up watching the Spider weave his magic. Even after retirement, Silva remains a symbol of grace, creativity, and resilience. He taught fans that martial arts aren't just about violence, they're about expression, strategy, and heart. In his own words, fighting is not about anger, it's about timing, precision, and peace in chaos. And that S.Y. Anderson Silva S story, ISNT, just about a man who fought, it's about a man who lived through pain, loss and triumph, and came out smiling. Anderson Silva is the spider, the artist of the octagon, the man who broke, rebuilt, and inspired millions. His story reminds us that even when life shatters your bones, you can still stand tall and keep fighting.